The world outside was white with snow like a big, soft, fluffy blanket. Inside our house, it was warm and full of happy feelings. My big brother Tom, my little sister Mia, and I couldn't stop wiggling with excitement. Christmas was coming. It was so close we could almost taste the gingerbread and hear the jingle bells. Dad said there were only 2 more sleeps until Christmas Eve, which is the most magical night of the entire year. We sat by the window, watching snowflakes dance down from the gray sky, each one a tiny, perfect star. The air felt different, filled with secrets and sparkles, and the promise of something wonderful just around the corner, waiting to happen. Mom brought out the big box of decorations from the attic. It was covered in dust and smelled like pine needles and happy memories. Tom carefully lifted the lid and we all peeked inside. It was like a treasure chest. There were shiny red baubles that showed our wobbly faces, long strings of sparkly tinsel that tickled your nose, and a special angel for the very top of the tree. I love the angel best. Her dress is made of silvery thread and her wings look like they are made of real feathers. Every year, we take turns putting our favorite decorations on the big green Christmas tree that stands in the corner of our living room. Our Christmas tree was the biggest one we had ever had. It was so tall its top nearly touched the ceiling. Its branches smelled so good, like a walk in a winter forest. Tom, being the oldest, got to put the star on top, but he let me help him reach. Mia, who is still very small, was in charge of all the low branches. She hung a little wooden reindeer and a funny-looking snowman she made at nursery school. I carefully hung a glass bauble shaped like a bell. It was my favorite because it had a tiny little clapper inside that made a soft tinkling sound when you shook it gently. The tree started to look like it was wearing a beautiful, sparkly party dress. As the afternoon turned into evening, our house began to glow. Dad had hung strings of fairy lights all around the windows, and they blinked on and off, red, green, blue, and gold. They made everything look so magical, like we were living inside a snow globe. From outside, our house looked like the most cheerful house on the whole street. Mom said it was our way of sharing our Christmas happiness with everyone who walked by. It made me feel warm inside, knowing our little lights were making the dark winter night a little bit brighter for everyone, spreading the festive cheer far and wide. The next day was Christmas Eve. We woke up very early, even before the sun did. Our first job was to make Christmas cards for our family and friends. Mom laid out red paper, green paper, lots of glitter, and pots of sticky glue. Tom drew a fantastic picture of Santa's sleigh flying over a snowy village. He is very good at drawing. Mia just loved the glitter. She shook the pot, and a cloud of gold dust floated down, covering her paper, her hands, and even the tip of her nose. She giggled and looked like a tiny sparkly pixie. My card had a big Christmas tree on it, decorated with colorful fingerprint baubles. After our card making was done, it was time for another very important job: wrapping presents. We all went into the living room where a secret pile of gifts was hiding. We had paper with snowmen on it and paper with dancing reindeer. Tying the ribbons was the trickiest part. My fingers got all tangled up in the red ribbon, and I had to ask Dad for help. Mia tried to wrap a small, bumpy gift for Grandma, and she used so much sticky tape that it looked like a shiny, lumpy ball. We all laughed. "It's not about how perfect the wrapping is," Mom said. "It's the love you wrap up with it that counts the most." Later, we all put on our warmest coats, hats, and scarves to go outside. The snow had stopped falling, and the world was quiet and white. Tom had a great idea. "Let's build a snow family," he shouted. We rolled big balls of snow for the snowman Dad, a medium one for the snow mom, and 2 little ones for the snow kids. We used pebbles for their eyes and twigs for their arms. I found a bright red berry to give the snow mom a happy, smiling mouth. Our snow family stood proudly in the front garden, waving at everyone who passed by. They looked so friendly, like they were part of our family too. As it started to get dark, we went back inside, our cheeks red and our fingers cold. Mom had made hot chocolate with tiny marshmallows floating on top. We all snuggled together on the sofa under a big soft blanket. We looked at our snow family outside the window and our beautiful tree inside the house. The whole day had been full of fun things to do together. It felt like the happiness was bubbling up inside me, a warm and fizzy feeling that made me want to smile and smile forever. Christmas was truly the most wonderful time. Christmas Eve had finally arrived. The whole house smelled absolutely delicious. Mom said it was time for the great Christmas bake-off. We all washed our hands. We put on our aprons. Mine has a picture of a gingerbread man on it. Our job was to make cookies for Santa. When the cookies were cool, the real fun began, decorating. Mia loved the sprinkles the most. She poured a whole rainbow of them onto one teddy bear cookie until you could barely see the cookie underneath. Just before bedtime, we all gathered around the Christmas tree one last time. We were telling stories about our favorite ornaments when I noticed something was wrong. "Wait a minute," I said, pointing to a branch. "Where is the glass bell?" Everyone looked. The branch where my favorite bell ornament had been hanging was empty. My heart did a little sad flop. We started our search right away, but the bell was nowhere to be found. I started to feel a little bit worried. What if it had fallen and smashed into 100 tiny pieces? I tried not to cry, but a small tear wiggled out of my eye and rolled down my cheek. Dad suggested we take one last look around the tree, and then Tom whispered, "Look." He was pointing not at the tree but beside it. Tucked away in the corner, half hidden by the curtains, was our little kitten, Ginger. She was curled up in a sleepy ball, and nestled right between her paws, perfectly safe and sound, was my shiny glass bell. Seeing my bell safe with our kitten made me so happy. I gently picked up the bell and gave it a tiny shake. Tinkle, tinkle. The sound was the loveliest sound in the world. The next morning, the world seemed to sparkle. Christmas was here. But the best part wasn't just the presents under the tree. The best part was being together. It was seeing the happy look on Mia's face when she opened her gift. It was sharing a big Christmas breakfast with my whole family. It was watching Tom help Dad in the kitchen. The mystery of the missing bell taught me something. Finding the bell made me happy. Seeing my family help me search and share my worry, then my happiness had felt even better. It reminded me being together is the real gift. Twinkly lights, yummy cookies. It's about kindness and sharing, helping someone look for something they've lost, singing songs together, building a snow family in the garden, the warm, happy feeling of being with the people you love. That's the true magic of Christmas, the love we share, a magic that lasts all year.